Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is B Rhodes, aka Crits. Today I'm going to be giving you my 6 tips on how to create a beautiful wedding. But I wanted to say before I get started to make sure to stay till the end of the video because I will be giving visuals to some of the things that I'm going to be discussing in my 6 tips. So let's get started. The first tip I want to give is please do your research. I can't tell you how many times I have met with a client and they have no idea what they want. And I understand it's a bit overwhelming, and sometimes, it's a little difficult for people to really decide on different styles because there's so many options, and that's okay. But I still want to encourage you to please do your research prior to meeting with your wedding planner or your decorator or your florist. It just really helps, us as the professionals. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is going to be know your budget. Over the past 14 to 15 years that I've been doing this, that's been one thing that I've had to really, drill into my clients' heads that, you have to know a budget. If you don't know a budget, it's hard to kind of work with, some of your ideas, because if I don't know, or we as the professionals don't know what number we should stay within, it makes it difficult for us. So that's the one thing that I'm a stickler on when I work with a client is, what's the budget? And sometimes, you'll get, oh, well, I'm not sure, or I'm open, I need a number. So make sure you know your budget and stick within that budget. You definitely don't want to overextend yourself or put yourself in a bind. So make sure that you know your budget. And that's tip number 2. Tip number 3. Tip number 3 is color scheme. I do have a rule of thumb when it comes to this one, and it's typically to stay within 2 to 3 colors within your wedding. That's because it schematically really pulls those 3 colors together, or 2, in a way where you can really work with them and make a cohesive design. And there are rules to this exception. When you're doing more pastels and or monotone color schemes, you can do more than 3. I would say maybe 4. For instance, if you're doing ivory, pearl, and blush, you would be able to pull in something like a champagne, or for a pop of color you could do like mauve or periwinkle, something like that. But typically my rule is to stay within a 2 to 3 color scheme, and it just kind of makes things flow a little bit better. And that's something that I would definitely say you want to think about beforehand as well, before you sit with your professionals. And that's tip number 3. The other tip is going to be choose a design style. That's something you want to do prior to meeting with a professional as well. Now, sometimes we do have to give you ideas to help you stay within a certain style based off of your personality. This kind of will tie into the clips I'm going to show you at the end of the video. One is you'll see, which is the fresh flower design I did for a reception. It's very modern. It's very contemporary. The client wanted very streamlined, clean, and that's what I gave her. The other design is more traditional. It's going to be the ceremony, where it was very lush and full with, crystals hanging from the floral arrangements, very lush, full, more of a glam design. That actual design was my mom's wedding, and it was her theme was diamonds and pearls. So I really implemented that, and that's going to be the purple design that you'll see. I really implemented that throughout the entire design, and she loved it. The other tip I want to give, which is tip number 5, is going to be personalize it. Personalize your wedding. You definitely want to make it all about you and your mate. Of course, you want to make your guests happy, and you want to make them comfortable, but it's your day. You have to remember that, and always bring in some personal element that's special to you and your mate. You definitely want to do that because that's what makes it memorable. And any wedding that I've been to that still pops up in my head, there was a memorable moment. It was personalized. And that's something that I always say to any client, let's put something in that's special to you. So that's tip number 5. Tip number 6 is have fun. The day goes by so fast, you won't even think twice about some of the small details that may not go exactly the way you want. And that's what I have to always tell my brides typically. They're, so focused on the small details or something that didn't come through the way they wanted. And of course, you want everything to be perfect, but nothing is perfect. So you definitely want to make sure you have fun, enjoy the day. Because it goes by so fast, you won't remember some of those small details. So make sure you remember to have fun. And that's tip number 6. Again, I thank you for coming on to my channel and spend a little time with me and getting to know me. Make sure you stay till the end of the video. You will see 2 clips of 2 of my favorite weddings. One is going to be Fresh Flowers, which is going to be the entry with the Phalaenopsis orchids. It's all white. And then the other is traditional, elegant church wedding. Once again, thank you for coming on to my channel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.